mention that these people didn't have
common sense, or that they were premature in their.
Maybe that's what you heard. Maybe I implied that. I don't know. I don't remember. But
Well,
yeah, I remember this.
I
cannot. Well be stupid.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You said they may as well be stupid because they're ignorant.
No, that's not what I said. People.
You did say this, JJ.
Alex heard me.
You know why?
I said it's not. Let's not prematurely label them as stupid. Okay, but they might as well be. That's what I said.
Yes, because
I don't.
That's what they said.
Hold on. I know why though. Because we have the benefit of today to say what they did was wrong. Of course, like they didn't think that.
No. The benefit of today is a benefit for today, though.
My host.
Yeah, wait, hold on, Mio.
Could we take a turn and take your time? We have a lot of time. It's a Sunday here in Korea. I have a lot of time.
Yeah, no.
Just wait until David done.
Wait, hold on for 1 second, Mia. Like the way we debate, a lot of times I've stated this before that we tend to get a little passionate, so we're gonna have these back and forths for that reason. So and I do agree. Like I will stop so that way people who haven't spoken should speak. But when there's something going on, I try not to stop that because that's usually when the more interesting part of the conversation comes alive. I don't want to stop that. So I just wanted to stress on what I wanted to say real quick. Fuck. God damn it, man. Like, this is why I don't want those things to stop, man. So like, okay.
No, that was random.
I remember. Hold on. I remember now. So whatchamacallit? So when we're at this point where we're we as a society have the benefit of 2020 to say that what they were doing is wrong. Yeah, a lot of those societies had smart people. They, literally had thriving societies. But when we pull back and just say like, oh, they were doing right when they did this, but they were dropping the ball when it comes to this, then of course we have the luxury to judge them. And just like how in the future, the future generation,
we have no right to judge whatsoever when we are still watching children die and hospitals being blown up. We have no moral, nothing of the sort.
We do it. Just like, well, hold on, like just how at that time when they were judging people for whatever actions that the previous generation, everybody does it. Like we do it to them and then they do it for whatever previous generation, right? So we are at our point of history, have the benefit of judging all those previous civilizations. Well, whatever we deem something to be wrong, they are wrong. Just and it will continue to happen in the future, where future civilizations and empires or whatever will judge us and say what we were doing was wrong. It's just gonna happen. But what we deem something is wrong is on our judgment. It's still wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wrong to us. So I don't care if somebody back in 1377 was marrying off a 5-year-old to a 55-year-old guy who scratches balls all day. It's still wrong for me, and I don't care. You feel me? Like, what? I don't know if I made my point, but Jorge, we haven't heard. Oh yeah, go ahead, Sana.
Oh no, I think there's someone new, right?
So, is moral objective then?
No, it's not objective. No. I know I'm using fiery language to say that like what this thing happened is wrong or always wrong, but I can't prove that my sensibility is objectively right or like it is like right back then, now, and always. It's just that like we as a collective today can make a judgment. And
you can make this judgment because you have more availability, you have different resources, more abundance, you have more regulations, more laws, things that these people just unfortunately did not have. But because of that, you cannot say that they were wrong. If they had the same level, hold on, if they had had the same level of abundance and knowledge that you have nowadays, and they're still doing this, well, then guess what? Maybe you are right. Maybe the collective would have judged things a little bit different when it comes to the assessment. But because of the fact that they didn't have these resources, these were seen as beneficial things. Marrying off these young girls was seen as a beneficial thing for the girl, for the family, for the person who was marrying.
Agreed. I agree.
But you got to do the opposite now. So if things that I see as, bad is only because I have all the available resources to deem something as like, okay, that's bad. But then how do I have enough resources to say that what that society was doing was good?
So put yourself in the same situation. I would actually have to use a very specific example, which I won't do because I don't want to discriminate on a region or a country. I don't want to do that, especially not here. But I would have to do that in order to drive the point. Why? Because yes, the quote moral framework actually comes from a system of values which at the same time comes from, as I mentioned before, the prioritization list that deals with availability and resources. For example, I was talking to, so for example, if you have a lot of bamboo in an area, you wouldn't expect someone from the north to behave in a certain way, like eating their food with bamboo sticks or bamboo chopsticks, because they're like, what? We don't even have that stuff available here. They don't understand that. You have to see how their behaviors are shaped and what is important for them to survive and to improve as a collective based on their geography, based on their weather, based on their food availability, based on the types of animals they have in the region. All of these different things, these resources are what are going to determine these people's collective behavior. So you cannot compare yourself nowadays to what they had maybe in a desert, in scorching heat, in times of heavy conflict and war, where survival was unlikely, where there were no laws and regulations. Someone could just as easily come riding on a horse, and they see a beautiful woman, even if she's covered. And guess what? They could get off their horse and no one's around. Nothing's going to happen to me because no one gives an F. And I'm just going to go ahead and R her because, yeah, that's fine. It's fine because I won't get caught. There's no consequence. There is no repercussion to my action. So you can't compare yourself. This abundance of resources. Now, as I said before, if the situation had been different and they had this abundance and they were still behaving like this and their life expectancy was greater, then yeah, there's no reason, there's no logic behind that. Then I would say, JJ, you're right. These people are dumb because they're not using common sense, for Christ's sake. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Everybody get married off like 12-year-olds or like minors in the day. Now, they might not think nothing of it, like, oh, I just don't need it, but it's not. They could have the same mindset of like some folks back in the antebellum South, where I personally wouldn't own slaves, but I still I'm not gonna fight against it because there's no hurdle against my life, so why should I blah blah blah, right?
So that's what I mentioned earlier when
it comes to